Alright, we're back to, this is episode 6 or 7? It's 6? 7. Alright, 7. I knew that. Alright, so we are here with my co-host Eric Biggs. Then we've got JP Boo behind the camera. And today's guest is Ali Musa.
Woo! Thank you.
Alright, and today we're talking about surviving suicide bomb. Just kidding, no.
Oh my God, well,
I'm just kidding.
let me put on my glasses.
Yeah.
I mean, like,
He didn't always look
all
like
right,
this. Just
yeah,
kidding.
you're gonna learn something.
Yeah.
No, I've never seen a hot bomb terrorist, though. It's like,
No.
like, do they, like, let him, or is he, like, the PR guy?
You're not going to convince a hot guy to kill
Yeah,
himself.
what's
I don't
the-
know, I'm asking you. Like, you
Right.
fucking know.
Yeah, I was like, well, actually, in 1977, Mahmoud al-Hamoudi was he was GQ's hottest man of the year.
Yeah.
Only in Egypt, but
Yeah. For a brief time.
America's next top bomber.
I know they kicked a guy out of Saudi Arabia for being too hot one time.
Really?
And he was like super good looking. He looked AI. He looked fake. And he was like super good looking, and like they kicked him out because he had a crazy Instagram that was super popular. And I saw him too, and I was like, "Oh shit!"
Yeah, you're like, yeah, get
You're
out
just
of my
this
country.
gargoyle, angry, like little ISIS guy. You might be pissed off too. Like, get him out of here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's fair. Dude, imagine if you could just ban all the hot people from like anywhere you go, and you're just like, no.
Yeah, no. man.
Shout
If you're
out to
over an
Apache
8, you're
Junction.
done.
Just kidding.
Oh my God, that's the go-to punchline city in Arizona comedy.
Yeah.
Like the ugliest comic in the world's like, I'm a 9 at Apache Junction, and it's like he's not lying.
Yeah. No, I used to go on the light rail to feel good about myself.
Yeah.
0 in Scottsdale, but I am a 10 on the light rail.
Yeah.
Especially when it's going through Mesa.
Oh my God.
And also, you're from Arizona too,
I'm
or
from
you started.
Arizona. Yeah, Tucson, Arizona. Shout out.
Yeah. Fuck yeah.
Bear Down, Arizona.
I love Tucson. It's like the Gotham City of Arizona.
It is.
Like, they have fucked up shit. Their mayor got held up.
Oh my God, yeah.
I forgot about that when I found out. I'm like, fuck yeah.
Remember Gabby Giffords, I think her name was, got shot in a Fry's?
Oh, shit.
Oh, yeah, she was giving a speech or
She
something.
was giving
wasn't
like a
she?
speech at a Fry's, which is a grocery store chain in Arizona. And she got like shot in the head and is like now, she's like partially
yeah.
paralyzed and has like a speech impediment and is like
Yeah.
permanently brain damaged.
Dude, that's a fucking sobering experience.
Yeah, I drove by it that day too.
Like, I don't
was
want to
just
die surrounded by Mexicans.
Yeah. Right. Oh my God.
Dude, Tucson's cool. Shit, what's it called where you guys keep the hooker? Is it like Miracle Mile? or
Miracle
what's the
Mile.
Miracle Mile.
Yep.
Yeah, it's just a stretch of prostitutes.
Yes, it is.
Is it the actual name of the street?
Miracle
Yeah.
Mile, yeah.
That's hilarious.
It's hilarious. And there's like this,
Yeah.
like the city's biggest cemetery is there too, and there's a bunch of just crackhead looking motels and then just Grand Theft Auto looking strippers and
You
hookers.
guys have the airplane cemetery too, right? Where they retire
Oh
all
yeah,
the
yeah,
planes.
Davis Monthan Air Force Base. It's like the biggest Air Force base of just like graveyard
Yeah,
planes
just,
from
like
like
all
the
the retired planes.
from like the
just
50s
right
and
there.
60s for like miles. I know they filmed one of the Transformer movies
there?
Like Transformers 2, they did like a big scene there. I remember it was a big deal because not a lot happens in Tucson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You weren't wrong. That is the Gotham City in Arizona.
Oh, yeah.
Just
Shit.
its
What was
own
another funny thing
prostitute
that
ring.
happened there that made me laugh? Shit. Oh, and so their public transportation, when you're on it, like a voice will go on. It's like, if you see an unattended bag, and I'm like, these are airport warnings. Why am I hearing this on a bus?
Yeah.
It's all like, if you see anybody acting suspicious, and it's all like, what the fuck? I thought I felt safe until I got on here.
Right. Oh my God. If you see an unattended bag, it probably has meth in it. Is
Yeah.
the
Probably.
answer.
Imagine getting blown up on public transportation.
Oh my
That would be
God.
so offensive.
Right?
Yeah,
Like,
boy.
to like die and you weren't in your own car.
It's like,
That sucks
what is
so
this,
much.
Speed? Like the movie? Like,
Right? Oh my God. So many times, like, I'd be on my way to a show, and, like, the rule is for, like, Phoenix transportation, for every transfer that you have, leave another 30 minutes early, because something always goes wrong, like, the bus straight won't show up.
Yeah.
oh my God.
And it's, like, every time it reminds me of my childhood. It's like, I don't think they're coming to pick me up from school today.
Oh my God. You're like, I'm
fucked
used
up.
to this.
Yeah, but then, like, a tweaker, like, the bus driver will get in a pissing contest with the tweaker. I'm like, just throw him off the fucking bus. Some of us has shit to do today.
Oh my
And the
God.
bus, no, it's all like, stop. It's like, sir, until you stop yelling the N-word, we will not move this bus forward. Do you understand me? And I'm like, he's tweaking. He's not listening to you. Throw him off the bus.
He just switches the racial slur to something else.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay.
When you think about it, the only group who is allowed to say the N-word is homeless people, because you're not going to start a conversation with them.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all like, well, if I tell him not to say that, he's going to ask me for change. So I've seen it so many times, just a white guy yelling it on the corner of a QT. It's like, y'all a bunch of fucking N-words. N-words this, N-words that. It's like, the fuck?
There was a dude out, what's that restaurant right next to the mothership? The Iron Cactus, I think it's called?
Yeah.
He like jumped over one of the bike racks and he's like, let me see you do that. And then just said the N-word. And it was like this crackhead white dude. And I was just like, it was hilarious. I was like, I wish I got that on video. That was brilliant.
Homeless people will give you interactions that you wouldn't think are real.
It was right after he knocked Corey, who we were just talking about, Corey Adam, comedian here in Austin. He knocked his milkshake out of his hand right before that. And then I showed up, and then Corey told me about it. It was on his YouTube Live, and he showed it to me. And then that same guy, after he tells me that story, runs by and does that, jumps over the bike rack and does that. And I'm just like, fucking downtown Austin, dude.
He's just doing parkour and ruining people's day.
And it was like the most unimpressive jump ever. I was like, okay, you jumped over something that's like 1.5 feet off the ground. Like, I mean, come on.
It's fucking amazing. Dude, I love downtown Austin homeless because they ask for more. Like, nobody's ever asked me for change on 6th Street. They're straight up, it's like, you got a 5?
Yeah.
You got 20? And I'm all like, motherfucker, I've got like 5 holes in my pants from cigarette burns. What makes you think I have money?
Yeah.
Or the best is when you have to pay the people so they don't break into your car.
Yeah. Oh, dude, I love that. And they'll like protect your car. It's all like, hey, I'll watch your car for you. And it's all like, no, thank you. Then you come back, it's like, should have paid me. And they're wearing your hat.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
So I got a flat tire a few weeks ago. During I signed up for Kill Tony. I left to do an Uber Eats, and I came back. And, I was going back to my car, and there was, like, this crackhead sitting there and just goes, I didn't do it. And I didn't know what the fuck she was talking about. And I start to drive my car, and I'm like, why is the tire pressure gauge thing on?
Yeah.
And then some other crackhead comes up to my window and goes, you got a flat tire, man. And then I drove it back, and I start to put on the donut, and some other crackhead comes, and he wants to put the tire on for me. I'm like, okay. So I just gave him $6, and he...
Changed the tire?
He changed the tire for me. And I was like, I could have done that, but sure, if you want to do it.
Yeah.
Dude, no, I've almost, like, when I lose my shit, I've almost thrown down with 2 homeless people on 6th Street.
Oh, my God.
The first one, the dude asked me, and I was on a hurry to creek in the cave, and I'm like, hold on, I think I might have $1. So I take the time, and I even take my notebooks and shit out of my bag because I was positive I had $1 somewhere. And then I couldn't find it. I'm like, I'm sorry, man, I don't have it. He's all like, why'd you have to lie to me? And I'm like, motherfucker, if I was lying, I'd have just said I didn't have it, and I would have walked away. He's like, fuck you. It's all like, you don't know what it's like. And I'm like, I was homeless before you thought it was cool. It's all like, fuck you. And he's all like, what? It's like, you're lucky I'm a woman. I'd fight you. Threw my bag on the ground. Like, you think you can take me, bitch? Let's fucking go. Meanwhile, the poor guy selling falafels, he's like...
Was it the Zaza guy?
Yeah.
I love how there's a halal turf war going on 6th Street where they put
like warring trucks right across from each other.
Like aggressively close to each other, and they stare at each other. And
they both sell chili fries.
And one dude one day, because the Zaza guy was on the side of Poor Choices, which has all the Kill Tony comedians, so he has like 150 people, and the other side there's nothing. So he started selling his shit for half off.
Oh damn!
I was like, all right, come over here, half off.
It's fucking amazing.
Because I don't even care if I'm losing money. I just want to spite Zaza, those fuckers.
Yeah, he's like, we've had beef for millennia. I can't let this guy win.
Yeah.
Oh my god, another homeless dude I fought. He's like, do you have $5? And I'm like, I do, but it's in quarters because I was gonna get nasty with a claw machine. And he's all like, oh, I don't take change. And I'm like, all right, fuck you then. And then I was waiting.
Take debit, you fucking asshole?
Yeah.
And then I was waiting, like, for my Indian food. He, like, turns around. He's like, I changed my mind. And I'm all like, well, no, fuck you. I offered it to you. You were too good for the change. Fuck off.
Oh, my God. He's like, I changed my mind.
Yeah.
It's like, can you afford that right now, sir?
Yeah.
I remember there was a guy who would come by and he would be drinking like a 24 ounce of like Old English.
Yeah.
Asking for money. I'm just like, we know you're gonna spend it on alcohol, but don't be drinking it before you ask for the fucking money.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just like, I was like, okay, all right, at least he's honest, I guess. But
Yeah. There was a homeless guy that hung out outside of one of our school trips. We had like a big FFA convention, and he just wrote on a sign, "It's for beer and drugs."
Yeah.
And he got so much money from all of us.
Yeah.
Because we all saw it. We're like,
I
you're the
appreciate
funniest
it.
man alive.
Dude,
And gave him, like, he just was loaded.
No, if they're honest, like, straight up, one time a dude, it's all like, hey, can I get Coke? And I'm all like, the drug or the soda? He's like, the soda. And he's like, he tapped me on the shoulder.
Whoa.
Well, I'm waiting to get him a soda from the little guy. And then he turns around, he's like, actually, I do. I need money for drugs. And I'm like, how much do you need? Because I had gotten paid that day. And he's all like, 20. I'm like, okay. I was like, well, follow me to the ATM. I'm drawing in. I'm like, out of curiosity, what kind of drugs are you getting? And he's like, cocaine. I'm like, honey, you can't be homeless and do cocaine. You need to switch to meth.
no shit.
Yeah, cocaine's,
Cocaine is way too expensive.
You have to live inside. I think,
Yeah.
like, that's a good rule.
No.
Right, exactly.
Like-
I guess have some kind of a semblance of a roof over your head.
Dude, one of the homeless comics pissed me off because, like, he keeps dropping acid. And I'm like, you can't live on the streets and drop acid. It's all like, you really want to be tripping balls for 16 hours on 6th Street?
Right.
Well, all these people are fucking with you. It's all like, some homeless just could come up to you and tell you where he needs help with a pot of gold, and you're going to give him what you have.
Yeah.
It's like, you can't do shit like this. And then I got mad because I bought him a donut. We went to Voodoo Donuts because he was bitching about a donut, and he gets, like, super demandy. Like, he's not homeless anymore. Also, it's Ben Williams. Fuck you, Ben.
Oh, my God.
It's like, you need to learn how to hold your acid, bitch.
Is that how you guys met?
Yeah. No, I met him from before, but, like, I tell people, it's all like, if you need a babysitter when you're tripping, let me know. But you got to give me notice. So he has a bad trip, and he's freaking out the whole time. This motherfucker does it 2 days later and doesn't tell me. And he's like, Celia, I need you to take care of me again. I'm like, you took advantage, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Oh, and then he, like, I brought it up at his Ben Williams and Friends show, and the motherfucker's on stage telling everybody I tried to fuck him that night, and I'm like, no. I'll fuck a lot of things.
Right.
And I would have if you could handle your acid.
Nothing makes Celia's pussy drier than a
Yeah.
And a man
guy that
tripping.
can't handle drugs.
No. Yeah. Well,
You
yeah.
only took one tab, you fucking lightweight.
Yeah. No, it upsets me. And then, like, I'd have to distract him, and I'd give him my phone, and I'm like, look at the raccoons. And I'd just put raccoon videos on YouTube, and I'm like, look at the raccoons. And then
Oh
he'd
my
come back,
God.
he's like, I need to give you back your phone, because I don't want to steal it. And I'm like, you're not going to steal it. Just stay right there and watch the raccoon. He's like, raccoons are gone. It's popping zits now. And I'm
Oh
like,
my! What is up with women and loving zit popping?
I don't know, but
Do you like
yeah,
it?
so much.
It's so gross.
Like one of my ex-girlfriends loved it. I was just like, you're deranged.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, no, I'm gross as shit.
I'll watch an Al
I
Qaeda
know it's
beheading before I watch Dr. Popper, whatever the fuck that
Dr.
thing is.
Pimple Popper.
Dude, when it looks like cream cheese is coming out of
If
like
you
a
think
wart,
that's gross,
I'm like,
you should watch a cow cyst removal. That shit's
oh
nasty.
God. Have you seen that foot show?
No.
I forget what it's called. It's like My Fucked Up Feet or some shit. It's people with like
Oh.
insane like ailments with their or like
Yeah.
deformities on their feet, and they go see this foot doctor. People take their shoe off, and it's just like a claw covered in creamed corn. Like, it's horrible, bro. Like,
Yeah, no, I have one toe that scares me, and I don't like it. It makes
oh
me
my
sad.
God.
But also, this foot has 2 C-section scars on it from when I broke my metatarsal in 3 places. So it's just like 2 scars where they put the metal plates in. And I'm like,
I love how you have like X game injuries. Like
yeah, no, like
people
all
that fell
my
off of a half pipe would have that.
Okay, I was doing martial arts shit. Okay, all
Oh
my
my
injured
God.
like breaks and shit were from martial arts, but like this weird little
Really?
scar here that's disappearing. That's because me and my friend decided to do live blade katanas while we're wearing full kendo armor.
That is amazing.
And we pierced each other at the same time through the armor. But mine puffed up and his like indented in, like you know how some scars it's all like, okay.
Yeah.
So it was cool, and like we'd go up to each other, it's all like, blood brother. And we like it almost fails, kind of like a locket.
Wow.
Too bad he's gay. He could have been my soulmate.
I mean, he still can. You know?
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
You don't have to love each other to get married and be
Right.
together for
That's
a
what
ride.
has that been
Also,
required?
and all my sisters thinking I'm copying them because 2 of my sisters married gay dudes.
Wow.
Everybody told Cynthia that her husband was gay, but both times my mom was like, your husband's a right? And my sister's like, he's not gay. It's like he sits with his legs crossed. And it's all like, maybe he has a big dick, Mom. And my sister's like, he doesn't. And I'm like, okay. That turned out to be a piece of shit. But my sister's first husband, like, everybody told her he was gay. And she's like, no. And my mom was like, this is how I knew he was gay. Well, we were waiting because my sister was pregnant at the time. Also, my sister does straight up look like a man. Like, all of you look more feminine than she does. We call her Lurch because she looks like Lurch from Addams Family.
That's awesome.
Damn.
She's the one about the fucked up eyebrows.
Oh my god.
Yeah, and then they're like mad at me, like, because they don't want me to talk about the family anymore. It's like, you're embarrassing us. I'm like, no, you embarrassed us. I'm just letting people know.
Right.
It's the funniest shit. But, yeah, my mom was sitting there and my sister was getting an ultrasound for their first baby.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, shout out to him. He got my sister pregnant twice, and I don't think a lot of straight guys could do that.
Wow.
Yeah, I know he's sitting there. He's like, I would just love, like, I want to be pregnant so bad. I just want to feel the life grow inside of me. And I just think childbirth is so beautiful. And he had a lisp. He had the gay lisp.
Oh my god.
Like, he sounded gayer than Tony's voice.
Holy shit.
And just everybody, so like, everybody knew, but she'd get so mad, he's not gay. Then I think it was like Christmas Day or like one day she comes home and there he is fucking some dude on the couch.
On Christmas?
I think it was Christmas
Merry
Day. I could be
I
wrong.
hope it was Christmas.
I do
That's
too.
So much
She's a
better.
fucking bitch.
God's so upset about that.
No, like that sister and another comic who'll remain nameless. Like, I'm actually exercising and all this shit now so I can outlive them because I want to take a head count at their funeral.
Yeah.
And find out who's more toxic. My money's on my sister.
Oh my god.
But I'm rooting for Ty.
That's hilarious.
And, yeah, we're keeping that in.
Keep it in.
But, alright, so the podcast is called Surviving with Celia.
Yeah.
So we do like to talk about different shit, like, one, like, any survival skills you have, and is there anything you had to survive that, like,
Okay.
you can mull it, but do you have survival skills?
I mean, kind of, I guess. Like, I'm not like Bear Grylls or like, is that the dude's name?
Yeah.
Or like,
Yeah.
living or
Was that the redheaded dude with a beard who does weird shit?
Man
with
vs. the Wild or whatever it's called.
Yeah, he was Bear Grylls.
okay.
Yeah, he was the Man vs. Wild, and then he like would take celebrities out into the woods and stuff.
Yeah. He would, and then I heard a lot of that was fake though. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
when he would like make a fucking catheter out of like a bamboo thing and
Yeah.
like do like all kinds, or like cut his own, he would do crazy shit to himself, or like
Yeah.
eat insects and eat animals and stuff. But then they said that there was a fucking motel with like catered food that he would go to and sleep, and then the next day they'd continue filming. So I was like,
Yeah.
it's half real because he's not
Yeah.
really.
There was another guy that was on at that same time that he like did all of his own filming. And
Yeah.
he was real, and he only got like a season. And then Bear Grylls went on for like 10 seasons because he had
Yeah.
a full camera crew. So it's like,
Yeah.
yeah, you're not making these guys live outdoors and eat bugs too.
There was another one I watched. They had several seasons, and it would take place in different areas. What the fuck was it called? Where they'd have a group of people who would be by themselves at different areas.
Alone.
Alone, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the
Yeah.
one. Apparently that was like legit.
Yeah.
Outside of just like an emergency camera, like if someone like got
Yeah.
really injured or something, they would be able to help them. But other than that, it was like just them.
Yeah. I think they all had like sat phones and stuff. Do you think you could do that?
Probably not.
Okay.
One thing this is kind of a stupid thing, and most people could do it if they had to. I go on really long fasts. Like, I'll go like a week without eating at all, only drinking water. So I feel like if I was ever starving, I'm more prepared to deal with it. I don't know, like,
Well, one, yeah, that counts.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm in good shape, I guess. I don't know how, I mean, doing
No,
pull-ups
that's
is going to,
useful.
if a fucking bear attacks me, it's like, wow, you can do 25 pull-ups. Who cares?
Yeah.
I'll bite your
Maybe if
fucking
you
head
just
off.
drop down and like do a whole bunch of push-ups, you'll
Yeah.
be intimidated by your arm strength.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's just like, look, he's like, what the fuck's this motherfucker doing?
Right.
He's just like, what you
It's
say?
like, wow.
Hey.
Yeah.
It's like, wow, you're flexible. You do deep stretching yoga every other day? All right,
Yeah.
I'll leave you alone.
the bear tries to copy. He's like, I can't do that. You're blowing my mind.
Right.
You're like a magician. You're a wizard, bro. Tells all his bear friends. It's like, I saw this little furry bear with skin, and he just dropped to the ground and started moving the earth. It was awesome.
Right, it was crazy.
It'd be awesome. All right, would you choose the man or the bear?
Oh, what is that thing? Is it like
It's
women,
so fucking stupid.
women
I
choosing
don't
to be killed by a bear rather than be alone with a dude?
Yeah, I don't know.
Like,
I think
it's if you encounter a strange man, would you rather encounter a bear or a strange man? I personally think it's stupid because I know I can beat a guy in a fight.
Yeah, or
It's
at least
like, I'm
have
not
a
getting
chance.
fucked up by a bear.
Yeah.
I mean, a bear's gonna kill you. So
Yeah.
it's just like
Yeah.
you'd rather die than put up with like a guy that's gonna.
It's that.
Potentially-
It's one of the feminist posts, but just every time I think it, because I do identify as a feminist, but then they'll say stupid shit, and I'm like, you are not helping the cause.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
if I had to choose between a goose and a bear, I'm choosing the bear because geese are assholes.
Oh, geese, dude. We used to know this guy who owned a farm, and it wasn't like it was like an Arizona farm, so it was like the
Yeah.
desert. And
So it was
this-
like two ostriches, an alpaca, and a goose.
Yes, it was like this Libyan dude who was like a butcher, and it was just the most piece of shit farm ever.
Yeah.
And he had these geese that would chase us, and I was terrified of them.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
they're
They're
mean,
mean.
they're
They're
aggressive,
so
and their
fucking
teeth
mean.
are really sharp.
I got like bit by one a couple times, and I was after
Yeah.
that I was just like, get the geese away from me. These things are insane.
Yeah.
Well, it's actually a clean joke I have, but I told the story about my family being attacked by geese.
Yeah.
And one of them bit my brother's ankle, and I'm like, we're not gonna make it out of this. So I tackled the goose, and I was just like straight up fist fighting geese. And I'm a 5-year-old girl, and like the rest of my family's like safely in the car. My dad turns around and he just sees me like sinking and I'm like, save yourselves. And my
Oh my
dad
God.
straight up jumped into the geese, like belly flopped into it like it was a concert, and he was a rock star. So he just like belly flopped in the
shit.
geese. And it was awesome because, like, our show was Walker, Texas Ranger. We do that,
Love that
watch
show.
stand-up comedy, and we watch boxing together.
Yeah.
But, like, I just heard the Walker, Texas theme song every time I think about my dad.
When
soaring
the
through those
eyes
geese.
of a ranger are upon you.
Such a...
To
It's
have
on
that-
Hulu now, by the way.
Is it? It's the best.
Yeah.
It's the most unintentionally good show for being like it's not a good show, but it's so ridiculous that it's great.
Yeah.
I love that show. Dude, one time I was watching it when I was smoking weed in my apartment, and, like, it was the Kick Drugs Out of America episode
Oh
where
my
he's saving,
God.
like, one of his karate students' brother is involved with a gang or whatever. But he's like, you guys don't need drugs. You just need Jesus and the power of a good roundhouse kick or something like that. It was something stupid like that. When I'm sitting there smoking weed and I'm like, let Walker down.
I remember. Do you remember Conan O'Brien used to have the Walker lever? He did this thing where he would just it would have no context or any explanation of what you're about to see. He would just pull this lever and it would just show a random clip from Walker. And then it was.
I don't remember that, but that explains why he was one of my favorite
I
talk
remember
shows.
one time he was in like the middle of a field and he just goes down, like touches the soil and licks his finger and goes, "A plane crashed here." It's like, what the?
Dude, so much fucking funny shit.
And then one was a little kid saying that he had, like, Walker, I have AIDS, and that was the whole clip, and I was just like, what the
I
fuck?
love that episode.
Oh man, it's a great show.
The 80s had the best bad content
Oh yeah.
of
It
all
was
time.
in the 90s.
Well,
Steven
I think it aired
Seagal
till like
movies too.
2006 or something.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean the early '90s. I've always said that it takes like 2 years for a decade to begin. Because if you watch
Yeah.
something from like 1981, it's so 70s. You watch something
Yeah.
from 1990 or 91, it still feels 80s.
Yeah.
You know, it
Yeah, I
takes
That's
think
fair.
it started
That's
in like
fair.
91 or 93 or
Yeah,
some shit.
well, have you ever seen Lone Wolf McQuade?
Oh,
It-
yeah.
No.
It's the movie that inspired Walker, Texas,
Texas
Ranger.
Ranger, yeah.
He's a Texas Ranger, and the movie's from like 1982, so it's
Yeah.
like way before Walker. And he
Yeah.
he drinks and drives the whole movie too.
Yeah, and I think
He
it's-
drinks Lone Star the whole movie and is just constantly going. I'm just like, what is he doing?
it's one of my favorite movies.
Oh, it's great.
so good.
It's so good.
This little, like, so I had these neighbors, and this is when I'm like 15 or 16, but there's this little girl who, the first thing she said to me, it's like, hi, my name is so-and-so. I was molested when I was 5. And I was like, that is real intense. How are you doing after that? She's like, I'm okay. He's in jail. And I'm like, all right, word. But her favorite show was Billy Jack, or movie.
I don't know if I've seen that.
So, like, that's also a half native, half white dude who just round kicks everything.
That's hilarious.
And also, fun fact, Chuck Norris's real name is Carlos.
Is it really?
Yeah, I think he's part Mexican or something.
I know he's part native.
Yeah, but so it's like, oh, and then I was on another podcast a long time ago, and somebody was like, what's his character's first name? Is his first name Walker? I'm like, actually, his name is Cordell Walker.
Cordell Walker, yeah.
And they're like, no, it's not. It's like, yeah, they're like, that's a black name. And I'm like, I promise you, his name is Cordell Walker.
And then...
It's like, what's the black guy's name? And I'm like, I think it's Trevette. And I was right.
And he's like the whitest black man ever.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
he left the NFL. Like, he left the NFL.
He was like a Cowboys running back or some shit.
Yeah, he was a running back for the Cowboys or some shit like that. And he's good with computers. So he's basically like, if you watch NCIS, that Gabby bitch or whatever.
Yeah.
But like, he's doing all the computer shit for Walker. It's all, but he's the assistant.
That was just before they would put Indians in movies. That's
right.
all that was.
Yeah.
That's all that was.
If you guys haven't seen it, there is a documentary called Real Indians, and it's REEL, and it's about like Native Americans represented in film.
Yeah.
But it's funny because they'd go up and they'd like it's like go speak Blackfoot or whatever the fuck you people speak, and they'd go up and they were straight up just talking shit about white people in the film, but they're like, okay, did you say what we told you to say? It's like, yeah, we said what you told us to say. It's just an old white guy. It's like, y'all took our land, y'all did this, but just talking mad shit.
Yeah.
But like in the movie, it like has the subtitles, but like anybody who listened, like Native Americans fucking loved it because they're all like, oh fuck yeah,
spitting bars.
That's sweet.
Spitting facts.
Shit was awesome. But yeah. So, we got that.
Yeah, survival skills. Yeah. We started talking Walker, alone.
We got distracted.
I mean, I own firearms. I don't know if that helps.
I mean,
it just depends, though.
What kind?
Fuck, a lot. I'm Libyan. Like, I'm telling you, like, I remember one time I told my dad about a new 9mm I got, and he's like, you know what they call the 9mm here? The BB gun of the Middle East. He literally told me that. And I was like, okay.
Dude, I didn't realize
amazing.
Libyans were just Midwestern dudes. Fucking.
Bro, they are.
That's all my uncles.
If we talk about this shit.
Libya's like like the Arkansas of the Middle East or something. Like.
Fuck yeah.
Fuck yeah.
We should have cultural exchanges.
Yeah.
So, like, you guys wouldn't be mad at each other if you guys saw each other's gun collections. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Right.
But, like, I'm the only loser in my family who doesn't own a gun.
Really?
And, like, part of it's because of my bipolar, and I'm like, I should not own a handgun.
Yeah.
I might get a rifle for hunting eventually because I do like to hunt. But, like, also it'd be harder for me to kill myself with a rifle. Like, I'd have to rig it up with some string and be like, pull.
Like, that's too much work.
Like,
yeah.
Levers and
now I'm hungry. Fuck it. Like.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, well, I was going to eat this bullet, but let's start off with ramen.
Yeah.
But, no, I'm stupid. I like old school shit. Like, I liked knights and samurais and shit, so, like, I can kick your ass with a fucking sword.
Nice.
Hands down. And I was really good. Like, I loved Robin Hood, too.
Yeah,
so I practiced archery 3 hours a day, but I had 2 recurve bows and 1 longbow. And I had to sell all that. I did have a gun for a while my brother gave me, but I had to sell all that for a rent. And then still ended up homeless again.
Yeah.
But,
if you would have kept the gun, you could have just lived anywhere you wanted.
Right. You've been like, I live here now. Like.
Yeah, I'm going to be a brown Mexican woman in Arizona with a fucking gun. No, fuck Arpaio. Is he still alive?
I think he is.
Oh, gross.
He's been like 90 for like 30 years. It's insane.
He doesn't age. That's
it's
probably why,
crazy
like,
how old
he probably
is.
figured out the secret to life is just drinking immigrant blood.
Yeah.
It's to, like, detain them.
Yeah. That's why he's rounding him up so much, because he's like, there's
Yeah, no, that's the sheriff in Arizona.
Okay.
He
I was
was-
wondering if it was a sheriff or a governor or what.
It was a
He
sheriff
was a sheriff, and he
for a
was
long time, and, like, he, like, helped with that legislation that they could pull you over if you looked brown enough. Like, if you look like illegal, they can just pull you over.
They do that a lot in Arizona. Like, I talk about it on stage just jokingly, like, oh, like, I get pulled over because they think I'm Mexican. Like 10 years ago and stuff, there was, like, if you're down, because Tucson is south Arizona. Yeah. So when we go even deeper to, like...
closer to the border and shit, too.
Right. So when we go to, like, we do shows in Bisbee or go to Doug Stanhope's house and stuff, you drive through these checkpoints, and, like, if you're brown, they're, like, really... I don't want to say they harass you, but they make sure that you're, like, a citizen and aren't an illegal alien.
That's nuts.
Yeah, they're...
We had Yoshi on a couple episodes back, and like he was talking about the importance of a passport. I'm from Arizona. All I have to do is cut up my IDs.
Yeah.
And call INS on myself. That is my escape plan.
Right.
I'm just gonna stand by the border and hold a 9-year-old and some roses. So like.
Yeah. That's hilarious.
I'm just gonna sell oranges on the highway until they deport
there you
me.
go.
Yeah. You're back just to be safe. Send her back.
But yeah, when that law came out, I got stopped 3 times just walking to work.
Really?
It's like, are you a citizen? And my mom, like, when that, like, we thought she was over exaggerating and freaking out because she did shit like that. And she's like, when I was trying to join the military and I lost 90 pounds and shit, right?
Yeah.
At 30 more to lose, she's like, I'm so proud of you for wanting to serve your country, but you're gonna get. You're gonna get.
Jesus.
She would say, like, I'd go, like, get ready for my run, and she's like, I'm so proud of you, but you're gonna get. And she's like, I'm proud of you, though. And I'm like, thanks, Mom. It's like, I wouldn't have to join the military if, like, you know, you didn't have a shitty boyfriend who kept masturbating on my bedroom door.
Right.
Like, I thought it was the only way out of Flagstaff, Arizona.
It's like, I'd rather get in great shape and than live through this shit. Like,
Yeah. At least I'll have abs.
And at least I can say I was by somebody who served their country. I don't know which side.
Not by some crackhead behind the Jiffy Lube.
The only time this dude gets served is at the soup kitchen in line because she married a homeless man.
Oh my god.
And I'm homeless. Like, I both love and hate the homeless. I go back and forth. And, like, dude, I got catcalled a lot. Like, when I lived at the Cass homeless shelter that David Kays worked at. And he'd be laughing.
Is that where you met him?
No, I knew him from comedy long before, but I got tired of, like, bugging the other comics for me to sleep on their couch. And I'm like, I can't keep sleeping on the road. It's too hot for this shit.
Yeah.
But I'd be walking through, and I'd, like, everybody's like, hey, Celia, it's like I got an extra pudding cup for you. I'm like, oh, thanks. And it's all like, are you sure you don't want it? It's all like, no, I want to keep you thick. And I'm like, oh, thank you. But, like, I'd get hit on, and Kay would just be there laughing. He's all like, you can't walk. Like, he would just laugh. He's like, huh. Like, however his laugh is, I can't do it.
Yeah.
But, no, I'm starting to think the reason I was so popular in the homeless community is because I'm shaped like a mattress. And I'm like, this is the closest thing to a bed I'm going to lay on.
Right.
Like I'm
They're
shoot my
jealous.
shot,
Like,
yeah.
at least it must be comfortable to be
And
there.
every time they all had the same pickup line. It's like, I have a food stamp card.
Food stamps, like, I remember people used to just, like, you could get, like, $100 worth of food stamps just for, like, $40 and stuff.
Yeah.
People would just give them, like, a nug of weed, and they would just take me grocery shopping.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
awesome. I was like, fuck yeah.
No,
Yeah.
I've been on both sides of that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Watch me get investigated.
Right.
This is the episode that I got in trouble for.
It's like circa 2015 in Phoenix. Celia was selling her food stamps to
Yeah.
crackheads.
I was also bootlegging cigarettes when I was 11, so I would sell them to the other kids because they were smoking anyway, so I just sell them 50 cents a piece. And I went up to my mom, and she
Yeah.
was in on it. And I'm like, Mom, can you buy me a pack of cigarettes? And she's like, oh, great, you're fucking smoking now, too. I'm like, no, but if you buy me a pack of cigarettes, because back in the day it was $4.25 for a pack of Marlboro
Yeah.
Reds. And so I'd be making a $5.75 profit off of it. I just sell them 50 cents a piece.
Mm-hmm.
But my brother and his friends didn't have IDs, and they were fucking lazy. So they just give me 50 cents, and I started collecting it. But then I had to start, like, doing, like, hiding my cigarettes because they
Yeah.
would look for them and just steal them.
Yeah.
Like, and I'd, like, sleep with them in my bra. And, like, one time I woke up with my brother, and I'm like, I hope you're going for the cigarettes because if this is, like, a sex thing, I'm going to be really upset. And he's like, I was looking for the cigarettes. And I'm like, you know this was fucked up, right? Yeah. He's like, yeah. Can you take your hand off my tit? And he's like, yeah. But, like, I'd sell them, and I'd be like, dude, like, I had my crayons, and you can fit 2 packs of those in the Sharpie, like, or, like, you know how they had the little, like, sharpener on the back?
Yeah.
You can fit a pack behind that.
Really?
Yeah. So I'd hide them there. But, like, I'd go to different spots. It's like, I want cigarettes. It's like, okay, follow me. Go to the potted plant, lift it up. There's a pack of cigarettes. It's like, that's where you're hiding them now? And I'm like, the
like fucking
location
Easter egg
changes
hunting with
every
some
time you
cigarettes.
see them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Were you in elementary or prison? What the?
Yeah, no shit.
No. And when I explained it to my mom, and I'm like, if they buy the cigarettes off me, it's overinflated. So if anything, they're smoking less because of me. Because they're paying an inflated price. And my mom just stared at me, and she's like, okay, let's go get you some cigarettes. And I even handed her $6. I'm like, I need the change back. And she's like, okay. And then I get in the car and she's all like, I got a soda with it because you can't buy these without me. Fair enough.
Yeah, I had friends that would steal cigarettes from Albertsons when I was so young. I was only like in like 3rd or 4th grade. And we'd go to the Albertsons, and he would just walk behind the counter when no one was looking and just take cigarettes. And I was like, how the hell did you do that? Like,
yeah, whenever I was in high school, they used to leave all the cigar, like the Swisher Sweets. They would just leave them in the middle of the gas station.
oh,
So-
that's prime times too. If you remember those,
Yeah,
Those
those
were
yeah.
cheaper.
They would
Those
be-
were $3.75.
they would
so I
be at the
switched to
front.
those.
So
Yeah.
we'd buy something and like ask for something, and he would turn around and we'd just start grabbing the prime
Yeah.
times. Like, yeah, that's the key to shoplifting is
Yeah.
you buy something when
Yeah.
you do it.
Yeah, you
so it's like
still
you
spend
fill your
money.
pockets with shit, and then you're extra cordial and polite, and then you
Yep.
walk out of there like there's a stick up your ass. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, so we stole so many shitty cigars from the gas station that they moved them behind the counter. Within like 2 months of us doing it, we were like, oh, this is a great racket. You buy like 1 pack of smokes or 1 can of chew or whatever, and you steal 10 things of Swisher
Yeah,
Sweets.
yeah.
That's also like, that's one of my favorite things to figure out if I'm in a bad part of town or what part of town I am based off what they sell at convenience stores and where the shit's located.
Yeah.
If I walk in and I see there's fucking limes and onions and fucking pan dulce in the first thing and like just random Mexican shit, and I'm like, all right, this is a Mexican neighborhood.
Yeah.
But like if you're in a neighborhood where they have the charcoal out for grilling, but they keep the tinfoil behind the counter,
Yeah.
you're in a bad neighborhood.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And I know that because I worked at Circle K and we kept the tinfoil in the back. They're like, do you have tinfoil? And it was a kind of sketchy looking dude. And I'm like, mind my asking what you need the tinfoil, sir? And he's like, well, I was going to barbecue. And I'm like, right.
Yeah, barbecue
Well,
some Percocets in your
Here's
car.
this. It's all like, I'm happy you're barbecuing. Just don't do it in our parking lot, please. And then I handed it to him.
I saved this couple that I think probably would have died if it wasn't for me. So this is like 3 years ago or maybe 4 years ago. It was like COVID had already started.
Yeah.
And I'm in a Walgreens parking lot, and I see this couple, and this is Tucson, Arizona. It's like 112 out. Like, it's cooking outside. Their car's not even started. And I see this couple sitting there, and they're just passed out with foil with burn marks, burn streaks all over it, you know?
Oh, shit.
And I knock on the window, and they don't move at all. And I knock really hard, and then the person who I'm knocking right next to their face, they don't move, but the other person sits up and then gets up out of the car like, hey, we ran out of gas. And I'm like, you almost ran out of life. Like, what do you...
Yeah, you about got
It's 150 degrees in your fucking car. And then after I
Yeah.
said the dude, or no, the chick, gets up out of the driver's side, and she's like, oh, yeah, we need gas. And I was just like... I just saved your life. And at the time I was like, I don't want to get COVID. Get the fuck away from me.
Yeah.
And then, but yeah, it was crazy. I was just like, burning. What are they? I think what's it called when you do that? Freebasing or like?
Yes.
Yeah.
What they do?
forget.
People like they.
They make like a little pipe out of it.
What I've seen is they get aluminum foil and they'll break up like a pill, like if an Oxy or a Percocet, and then they light it up from the bottom and they use a straw and they.
Yeah.
Inhale the smoke.
What the fuck?
Yeah, it's like I guess is that crack or what do you call that? Like,
Yeah, I don't know.
I forgot.
See,
Like it's smoking pills, but like.
Yeah, I did it before because my other friends were doing it and it just made me throw up. I was just like, how do you guys
That's
function
fair.
like this?
I knew a guy that used to smoke weed out of aluminum foil.
I've done that. Aluminum foil, Coke
Smoked
cans
out of
too.
an apple.
Yeah, so he would always, because we worked, like we were on a farm crew, and sometimes we'd have to like go out like on the road, so he'd always bring weed and aluminum foil so he could just throw it out the window.
Yeah.
And one time he like brought a little one hitter, and we're like, motherfucker, you throw that out the window right now.
Yeah.
Because you never bring any like paraphernalia. We're not all going to jail. We were like 17.
Yeah,
He's like
fuck that.
45. We're like, we're not going to jail for you, you fucking dirtbag. Fucking knock it off.
I know. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Also, pro tip: if you buy cocaine, have your hot female friend buy it for you.
Oh, because
They will give you more. Yeah.
Oh hell yeah, they will. That's so true.
Yeah.
I haven't done coke in years, but that's absolutely
That's true.
That's
Yeah.
accurate.
That's right. You're so like I know you microdose.
Yeah, I microdose shrooms, but I don't smoke weed or drink or anything. I haven't drank since January of 2020.
Okay.
Okay.
Quitter. Just kidding, no.
Well, you didn't talk about like survival. Like I was drinking.
Like that's also kind of why I brought it up.
Well,
Too.
I don't give a fuck. I gave myself DTs, if you know what that is.
Uh-oh.
Do you know what that is? It's called
That's why I
delirium.
have to taper off.
Delirium tremens. It's where you will full blown hallucinate. Like people talk about having withdrawals, or I feel sick and I get the shake. I never even got the shakes. I got full blown, like, I mean, feeling horrible, but like you literally see shit that's not there. You hear things too.
From alcohol?
From alcohol.
Like,
Yeah,
just
no, it's like
alcohol?
one of the most dangerous
just
things
alcohol.
you can quit cold turkey.
I've heard that, but
No,
like
because
that's
like
fucking...
when I was like, I know I talked about it in the Dave episode, but the doctor's like,
Yeah.
don't just quit drinking right now because you're gonna fuck you and your baby up.
Yeah.
It's like you gotta taper off.
So I had to taper
nuts.
off, but I never went to any treatment or any classes or any whatever you call it, AA.
Yeah. Normally my withdrawal symptoms aren't that crazy. Like I'll get the handshakes, but the biggest
Yeah.
thing is I can't sleep for a couple days. But that coupled
yeah.
with my bipolar disorder, I need sleep or I'm gonna start acting fucking psycho.
Dude,
And I'll get emotional.
Yeah, I remember, like, it's insane. Like, and I remember reading online because I was like, this is crazy. And I looked into it and I was reading, like, Reddit threads of people who have dealt with it. Like, I legitimately saw, like, a fucking skeleton crawling towards me in my kitchen. Like, yeah. Like, I'm talking not just like, oh, you kind of, like, I'm talking, like, as clear as I see you.
Yeah.
That's how bad it was.
Jesus Christ. What were you drinking, like hard liquor? Or
Yeah,
what?
yeah.
Okay.
And people didn't even know that I was drinking that much because, like, it escalated during, like, this is before COVID. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah.
I quit
Yeah.
before the pandemic even. But, like, I would always have 99 banana shooters in my pocket. And I would get beers at the bar. I would do my set. And then I've never acted that drunk. But then when I would go home is when I would drink more.
Yeah.
And I was on Periscope a lot. That live streaming app.
Oh, okay.
That ended up going under.
Yeah.
But I had, like, a lot of followers.
It's a little
Like,
ironic. 'Cause it's
What?
called Periscope.
right?
Sorry. Continue.
And I would continue to drink, and before I knew it, I was like, oh, I'm drinking every day until 3 a.m. for like months in a row. So when you try to fucking stop after that,
Yeah.
like, it was like an embarrassing amount of alcohol.
Jesus Christ.
I still drink an embarrassing amount of alcohol, but I've cut it down a bit.
Yeah.
But-
I remember, like, I stopped, like, right when, like, the seltzer craze started to kick in.
Yeah.
And I remember when I would drink, I remember it was bad when I would drink a 99 grapes or whatever, and I would chase it with a hard seltzer, with, like, a Truly or something. It's like, what are you doing, dude?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I would take a swig of that, like, when I got the 99s, and I'm like, okay, yeah, this is water. Take a swig, and then I'd pour the 99 banana into it.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't know how, because that was, like, my drink of choice. I would I would get those at the Walgreens.
Being cost effective.
Oh yeah, but I remember like some people would drink those and they would be fucking wasted off of 2
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
it's liquor and it's 99.
It's like
Proof.
99,
99
proof.
proof,
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm like I can drink like 8 of these plus beers and then where's the vodka? Like you
Yeah.
know what I
Yeah.
mean? So it was just like
Yeah. I had a guy I used to work with that would buy a sleeve of wild turkey shooters every day after work.
oh my
And
god.
he'd usually
yeah.
have half of them drank on the drive home.
Fuck yeah. You single?
Oh my god.
Like, yeah, so he'd come over and he'd just be pounding shooters all night. And I'm like, this
Just
is,
get a fucking I mean
like, get a bottle? Yeah,
Right.
like,
Yeah,
fucking,
no, but you do know they have, like, the pints of 99 bananas and 99
yeah, oh
grapes,
yeah.
right?
They have fifths of them too.
Yeah, shit. I can't imagine drinking a fifth. Like, I'm trashy, but, like, even I have my limits.
No shit. I
It's
remember
all like, if I'm getting this, it's for a ghetto-ass party in a park with my fellow homeless men.
Right, no shit. I remember, like, because I tried, that's why I had to quit entirely, because I'd go through these phases where I wouldn't drink for a while, or I would really be good at managing it. It's like, oh, I'm not getting wasted every night. But then slowly but surely, I'd be back to, like, now it's getting hammered every night again. But I remember one of my attempts to stop drinking as much as when Game of Thrones is popular, they drink
Yeah.
wine in that,
Yeah.
like, a lot. They're always chugging wine. I was like, wine, even a bottle of wine isn't that much.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
an entire bottle of wine is like 4 or 5 drinks.
Yeah.
So I'd be like,
Yeah.
even if I killed this whole bottle as I watched Game of Thrones on Monday night, whenever it was, but it was just enough to get me, like, tipsy.
yeah.
So, because I'd be like, I'm only going to drink half this bottle. I'd drink the whole thing. And then I'm
Yeah.
like, I lived right across the street from a Walgreens. So then I would go get 99 bananas, get a 6-pack of Heineken, and then,
Yeah.
you know, then I was like, now, fucking, I'm off the rails again.
See, I don't like wine because it gives me a hangover the next day.
It gives you a head hangover, too.
Yeah, like,
where
that's what
the
bothers
hangover's
me.
all, like,
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is part of the reason I can't drink tequila that much. Like, I'm a whiskey and, like, light beer girl.
yeah.
But I won't get, like, I'll get a hangover if I drink the flavored Steel Reserves, like the black
Oh,
cherry
God.
or whatever. But I love Steel Reserve, like the 40 plastic bottles. That was my shit.
Oh my god! Do you remember Sparks?
I don't think so.
You guys might be too young for that.
Yeah.
Or maybe not you, but
Yeah.
You just call me old.
no, well, I'm older than
joking.
you, but I mean like
Yeah.
Sparks though. It was an energy drink, but it was like malt liquor. So and this is back in like
shit.
07, 08. Like
Actually,
Okay.
I do think I know what you're talking about.
they had two versions. They had like the 7% alcohol and like the 8.5.
So that was like pre the original Four Loko.
This is
then.
before Four Loko, yeah. And
God
Four Loko
damn.
isn't necessarily an energy drink though, right?
What
No, but that'll give me a hangover.
I think that they, for a while, like the very first batch, I think had energy.
Maybe. And
Stuff
there was another
in it?
one called Tilt as well.
Okay.
And they were energy drinks, but they had
I think
like,
they're bringing them back. I don't know what the new ones are called.
I remember there was something that happened where they had to stop selling them. I think it's why they got discontinued because the dumbass employees would just sell it to kids.
Yeah.
Because it looked like a fruity drink.
Yeah.
It's like, here you go. It's like, meanwhile, you're selling Tyler, the 7-year-old, the fucking 8.5% alcohol. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, those were the days.
Whenever me and my now wife first got together, I was like, text her. She was like out doing a family thing, and it was like the middle of the day on like a Wednesday, and she's like, "I'm really fucked up. I got drunk on accident." And I'm like, "What the fuck are you talking
On
about?"
accident?
Like it's like a Wednesday at noon. Like just say you're partying. It's not like. And she's like, "No, I went to the gas station with my brother, and there was like." It was like a Mike's Hard or something like that.
Yeah, yeah.
And she just thought it was an energy drink. And
Yeah.
she's like, hey, will you buy this for me? And he's like, yeah, I don't give a shit. And like bought it, gave it to her. And then she like pounded it on their drive. And then she's like, I'm really fucked up. Like there's something wrong with me. And he's like, well, yeah, you drank that like alcoholic drink really fast. And she's like, I did fucking what? And I'm like, how little do you fucking pay attention?
Right.
Like,
Dude, people
it's
don't fucking
printed-
read.
No.
It's printed down the side of it.
I did accidentally get one of my nephews drunk when he was 4 because there's like it's not as bad as it sounds. So like there's Mexican candies that have alcohol in them.
Really?
Yeah, and
Okay.
it's like it's called milk candy, but it's basically like it's like similar to Turkish Delight or whatever, but like it looks like soft candy. And yeah, I forgot they had alcohol in them. So we're just straight
my
up
God.
eating these candies, but I'm fat, so it's not affecting me.
Yeah.
And he's 5 and skinny.
Oh my god.
And then he stands up, and then he tried to walk, and he did that like weird cross step, like that grapevine step, and then he immediately fell down. I'm like, "Are you okay, mijo?"
He's like wasted.
"Yeah." And I'm like, "Shit. Well, I'll tell your mom when you get home, but drink water." It's like, drink this. And then like my sister came home, and I'm like, I accidentally got your son drunk off of Mexican candy.
Oh my god.
She's like, how many did he eat? And I'm like, I forgot they had alcohol in them. It's like, how many did he eat? It's not important. And she's like, how many? It's like, we went through 2 packs. The family size ones.
Oh my god.
Because me and him were just sitting there watching SpongeBob. And yeah. I feel so bad. But it is kind of funny watching a drunken 5-year-old, not gonna lie.
Yeah. That is pretty funny actually.
But oh, I'm a monster. But at the same time, like looking back, him like trying to walk. Oh, and then him going to pee. He couldn't even pee when he was sober.
It's just like when you get an animal stoned.
Yeah.
It's hilarious.
Yeah, no, I've gotten a goat drunk.
Really.
Yeah, getting goats as drunk is fucking awesome. But also, if you're gonna do that, you got to give them the dark ales and shit because their tummies can't process light stuff.
Really.
But I accidentally I was desperate and
How do you know this?
That's what I'm saying. How many times did you get a goat drunk that you know what they have to drink?
She has like the composition breakdown of the internal organs and what impacts it. Like.
Well, I googled it because my mom used to like to get her dog drunk. Like, not a crate. Like, she liked him to have a good buzz. So once he finished his water, she'd pour a fucking, like, 25-ounce can of Natty Light in his bowl.
Wow.
And he'd lap that shit up, and he'd just be having a great fucking time. I also love getting cats high. Not important. Like, I wasn't blowing the smoke in their face. I was just hotboxing my room.
Right.
But, yeah, it's all like, shit, this cat likes to party. But, yeah, so, no, I was already drunk, keep in mind, and I'd walked down to the store, but, like, I Googled it. It's like, yeah, goats can drink beer, but you gotta give them the, like, dark kind. So I bought a couple for me, and I'm like, I'm making this walk, and I'm not drinking alone, and I'm not waking up my friend to drink, because I was living in an RV on his property, and it was his goat. It was actually my grandmaster.
What was his name?
The goat? Or...
Yeah, the goat. It has to have a name. It has to have a cool name. Like, we got Richard Drunk again or something.
Yeah.
Fuck. What is his name? It's like Tiny Buck or something like that. Because he's a mini, like he's a dwarf goat, like
Oh,
a
those
big
are the
one of the
best
pygmy
ones.
ones.
Yeah.
But like his favorite thing to do was stand on top of his house, which was like a doghouse. But like goats love to just get on things that they're not supposed to be on and just flex in, like standing up on a like rail of a fence. It's like
Imposing.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I was drunk and I decided to get the goat drunk too. And I knew he was hammered because normally he just like gracefully jumps onto the top of that house. It's kind of like, you know how Snoopy's house was built?
Yeah.
But he'd like be fine. But he goes and jumps and he hits his head, stumbles over and falls off on the other side. And he's just like, and then he tries again and over jumps and almost lands on me. But I'm just sitting there, I'm like, shh, we gotta be quiet. Neil's sleeping. Don't wake the kids.
If one of my friends told me that they got the goat drunk instead of me, I'd be a little upset. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay, that motherfucker was drinking my beer. So yeah, I decided to get the goat drunk instead. Well, it's not my fault that motherfucker went to bed early. The goat was up all night. And that was part of the reason I'm like, no, it'll calm you down. Good times.
Great.
Horses love beer too.
Oh, yeah.
It's awesome because, like, there was this one on my friend, her dad worked on a ranch in Flagstaff, and there was a horse named Big Blue, I believe, but he loved Gatorade. And he knew how to open beer bottles.
Gatorade flavor?
Yeah.
Big Blue?
I think that's why they called him that. But, like, somebody left the Gatorades, like, because they'll bring, like, Gatorades and shit for the workers, but you can't put it too close to Big Blue. You can't put that or beer near him, because he can open it with his teeth. And, like, it was a skill. Nice. But he drank a whole bunch, and they do dude ranch shit stuff, because, like, rich people want to come out and play cowboy.
Right.
And this lady, like, parks a really fancy car. I think it was, like, a Lamborghini or some shit right next to it. And somebody had left that there, and he drank, like, 18 Gatorades. And he's walking by, and they're like, ma'am, you shouldn't park that there because, one, horses pee and shit everywhere. And they'll, like, fuck with your car and stuff. And she's like, it's fine. And he straight up threw up a fuck ton of blue Gatorade on her car.
That's awesome.
And she's there, it's like, how could this happen? It's like, bitch, they told you not to park there. This is on you.
Right.
You do fun shit on a ranch.
Yeah. There was a rodeo dog that used to come around whenever we had our fairs that was addicted to, like, chewing tobacco. So whenever all the cowboys would, like, throw, like, their chewing tobacco on the ground, the dog would come around and eat it.
Oh, God.
It was so fucking weird. And everyone's like, oh, yeah, well, make sure you give your dip to the dog. And I'm like, I think you guys are bad people.
No shit.
I think you guys are terrible
make sure that you're horrible. Like,
No, PETA's going to flag this fucking episode.
Oh, my God.
But also, PETA, if you do watch this, fuck you guys.
Yeah.
Burgers taste good.
Hell yeah.
And rabbits are also food.
Oh, yeah.
And they're so cute when they fuck.
All right. All right.
No, like, have you guys ever watched a rabbit have sex?
No.
No, I can't say I have.
Okay, well, you're missing out, let me tell you. No, because they'll, like, fuck really fast and really hard, and then as soon as they come, they get stricken with rigor mortis and just go, like, ah. And it's the cutest fucking thing.
That's awesome.
And you stop watching animals have sex.
Yeah.
It's not like a sex thing. It's just all like, oh, that's how they do it. It's all like, he's
Fascinating.
making
I like
really
it.
weird sounds. And then I was bored in like 5 minutes. All right. So, if you like, we do have an imaginary scenario that you can pretend to survive.
Yeah.
Or we can just talk about other shit.
Let's survive the scenario.
All right.
No, my phone is dead.
Oh.
Can we do the other shit?
Yeah. That's
All
fine.
right.
Perfect.
Okay, but like you're relatively sober now and shit. Was there anything? And you said you got bullied. But is there anything crazy you had to survive?
Like bullying wise?
Yeah, like bullying or like just anything in general. You ever like fuck a hot chick and she try to kill you with an Xbox? Shout out to Crystal.
Kill me with an Xbox? That sounds amazing. The
She got
first
mad.
Xboxes were huge. Too.
Yeah.
It'd be like
Fuckers were. Yeah.
slamming a VCR over
It
your
wasn't
fucking
that
head.
one. I did try and kill my brother with that one
Oh my god.
because he pissed me off. But yeah, this bitch got mad at me, and I told her it's like I'm playing League, babe, and it's like you can come over, and like she's not listening, and she's like nibbling on my ear, and I'm like, okay, I can't let my boys down. And then she got real fucking quiet.
Oh my god.
And then she's like, you love this Xbox more than me. And I'm like, I told you my plans. And she's like, no, it's cool. I come over here. I dress nice. I waxed for you. And I'm like, I didn't tell you to do any of that shit. And I personally like a bush. And she ripped it was an Xbox 360 out of the wall while I was playing. I'm like, you guys, but she rips it out and just straight up tries to Cain and Abel me with it.
Jesus Christ.
Okay, there's a couple of things. I'm thinking of crazy scenarios. The most recent one since I moved to Austin, I tried to work this as a bit on stage, and I have some things leading up to get laughs, but I was almost shot by the police.
Oh, shit.
What the fuck?
So December, okay, I'll try to make this quick. Okay. December of 2022, there was a fire at my apartment complex that I still live at. And it was weird, too, because I was talking to a comedian at Anderson Mill Pub that night. And we were just, the way comics talk about, like, fuck, my waste of my life, this and that.
Yeah.
And his whole takeaway was just like, bro, you have gratitude. You could die tomorrow. No one's guaranteed life. And he kept saying you could die tomorrow. That was, like, the whole message of our conversation.
Yeah.
I was woken up at like 8 a.m. to people screaming as the building was on fire. So I was like, he was right. I could die right now, which is tomorrow. I'm not making this up. I was like, he nailed it, And then it gets crazier. So I have cats. So I'm getting my cats in their fucking pet carrier. And it's the building like directly across from me. And it's a small complex.
Yeah.
So I'm like, even if my apartment burns down, it's going to take a minute.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, I get my cats in their pet carriers. Then I'm like, fuck, I have things that are valuable. I was like,
yeah,
I got an AR-15. I don't want this $1,000 gun to perish in this fucking fire that some meth head started.
Yeah.
Which that actually is what happened. And
Arizona.
no, this is in Austin. This is literally December of 2022. Yeah.
Damn.
And the next year, December 2023, a car started on fire. So I think it's an annual thing of something. Anyway.
Merry Christmas.
Right. So I grabbed this duffel bag. And I hear pounding on my door. Cops are going around to each door to try to help people get out if there's people in there. I'm holding this AR-15. I'm about to put it in the duffel bag. The cops like kick in the door and they see me holding this gun and they just look for a second and they're like, "Drop the fucking gun!" And I'm just like, "What? Like, you think I'm just waiting to shoot you inside of my fucking apartment as a building?"
On fire.
And then it's like, I'm like, okay, fuck, sorry, blah, blah, and I grabbed the cats, and then, so I was like, he easily could have shot and killed me right there.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, if you would got, like, a little bit more panicky of a cop.
Yeah, I know.
Like, yeah, that could have been...
He, like, apologized to me, like, sorry about that, man. I was like, yeah, like, what the fuck, dude?
Yeah, you kicked in my door to my home.
Yeah,
Fucking
it's like,
freaked
granted,
out.
it was a crazy situation, but you think I'm just waiting for the cop, like, to come through, like...
Oh, I can't wait until they're checking on me.
Yeah.
How insane would that have been? It's like, I started this fire, and now I'll wait.
yeah. So that was, and they said that some meth head started the fire.
Yeah, shocker.
That's the only math people in Arizona know how to do.
Right. Yeah.
We're 49th in education.
Oh
I think we got moved up to 46 though recently.
Something
I could be
we
wrong.
moved up.
Yeah.
Wow.
I heard Louisiana's losing now, but
Yeah.
What was 50?
I forget. I have to look it up, but that was a while ago. But Arizona wears that as a badge of honor. 49th in education.
So many comics had jokes
Like,
about it.
I can read books here and not get bothered. Well, now I get bothered because of Kill Tony and shit.
Mm-hmm.
But I could read a book at Creek in the Cave and nobody would bother me. Read a book at a fucking Devil's Advocate or even the Mint. It's like, are you reading a book, you fucking nerd?
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, I want to know what happens.
Like, dude, drugs like a normal person. Why are you reading something?
yeah.
I'm psychotic. I straight up read when I'm on acid because I can still do it.
Oh my god, that's hilarious.
But like, I'll like look up wholesome Reddit posts. It's how like time strangers helped each other, and I'm just tears. It's like, there's good in the world. But I know you have a podcast. If you want to plug that,
Sure. I have the Ali USA podcast. Been doing it since right when COVID started. I just released episode 224 yesterday.
nice.
So I stayed consistent with it. And I'm on YouTube, Ali USA 86. I post a bunch of dumb shorts on there. And other than that, you can look me up on social media.
I'm going to start heckling him on his shit, but that's mostly to help the algorithm.
Yeah. I could use help for sure.
But I'm trying to support, but I also like being an asshole.
I love it.
But do you have like a website where people can like follow your shows, or do you want to tell them your Instagram?
Instagram, just Ali_Musa, or if you just put in Ali Musa, MUSA. I'm one of the first ones. It took me a few years to be the top Ali Musa. There used to be some guy who would just do speeches in like coliseums filled with Muslims. He was the number one Ali Musa. There was another Ali Musa comedian from like Zimbabwe or some shit.
Oh shit.
And he had way more hits than me. So like you had to put specifically Ali Musa comedian Arizona, and then you'd find me. So like now it's taken like 10 fucking years, but I'm at the top now.
Fuck yeah.
Because your episode's gonna come out like, so we got the August, yeah.
Okay. Hell
We
yeah.
only do one episode a month because
yeah.
I'm busy a lot.
Right.
August. I don't think I have any shows during that day. Eric, you got anything going on? Anything you wanna
For
plug?
August, not yet. Just Eric Biggs Comedy on Instagram, and Eric Biggs Does Stuff, my personal YouTube. Just doing some side project stuff.
Alright, by the time this comes out, I should have a website that lists all my dates, but I'm at Celia, CELIA_A_gram. This is when I sold drugs. That was a short-lived experience, and I'm like, nah, fuck customer service.
Yeah.
It's all like, I will sell you the Big Macs when you're high, but I'm not getting you high first.
Yeah.
But also, I'd like to remind everybody this podcast is produced by the Birthday Boys, which is Eric and JP.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think that's about everything.
Perfect.
Yeah. Awesome.
All right,
you for
thanks for
having
being
me.
on the show.
Absolutely.
Yeah.